moves in parabolic path. Okay, fine. How the bomb will move? Again, the bomb will move in a parabolic path. Fine. So this is about one. Background is what you needed. Okay, let's go for this one. So something in this particular thing, I'll ask you, what is it will ascend some maximum height, no? It is at a maximum height from the ground. Range and the time of flight. At t equals 0, we have fired the bomb. After some time t, it will come and strike the ground. So definitely all these quantities I wanted them. So how you define the maximum height? Maximum height ascended by the projectile measured from the ground. How you define the range? The maximum horizontal distance of the point of striking from the point of projection. This is called like a point of striking. This is called like a point of projection. This is called like a highest point. So we'll define these quantities now. We'll write it. This is h. This particular distance, we'll call this as a range. And this is the time of flight. So how you define h? Maximum height. What about this? Horizontal range, or just we'll call range. And what is capital T? Capital T defined as time of flight. So now we'll try to derive an expression for all these quantities. First, we'll discuss one by one. So here, the acceleration due to gravity is acting here. First, we'll calculate the time taken. So when this particular ball from the on a point on a ground, when it moves like this, at t equals 0, it's projected. It will move in a parabolic path. After what time, it will come and strike the ground. It is again coming and striking the ground, or this particular shell. Again, it will come and strike the ground. So this particular time is what we'll call as time of flight. At t equals 0, we have projected. So how to calculate this particular time of flight? When the ball moves, when this ball moves, from where it was projected t equals 0 on the ground, and where it will strike again on the ground only. So what is the displacement perpendicular to the ground is 0. So we'll select a displacement along y-axis equal to uy t. When the ball moves from the point of projection to point of striking, what is the displacement perpendicular to the ground? This particular thing is the ground. What is the displacement perpendicular to the ground? Plus h plus h. Okay, back to this one. Plus h, then minus h. No, so what is the net displacement? Will be 0. Fine. Now we'll write it here. Plus h minus h equal to u sine theta. What is the vertical component here? U sine theta. T. What is the acceleration along y-axis? It is g, no? And how do this g is acting opposite to this u sine theta? So therefore, we should take negative. There's a reason why you are having minus g here. P square by 2. So this is equal to u sine theta minus so what is the time of flight? 2u sine theta by g. This is the expression for time of flight. Next, similarly, we'll derive an expression for maximum height ascended. So this quantity will maximum height ascended. We have to derive expression for this. Fine. No. So when I'll consider again, when the ball moves from point of projection on the ground to the highest point, we'll call this as the highest point. We'll give name for this. I don't have place everything. I'll dumping at one point only. visible. This particular thing is called a highest point. So when the ball moves from the point of striking to the highest point, what is the displacement? The displacement will be h. Then what is the vertical component here? Vertical component here is zero. No, there is no vertical component, only horizontal component. So vertical component will keep on decrease. Earlier u sine theta, now v1y, v2y, and it keeps on decreases, and finally it becomes zero. So we'll apply the equations of motion between point of striking to highest point. I don't have place, so let me use here only these things. Let me adjust. Okay, fine. Now we'll give some name A, B, and C. From A to B, we'll apply equations of motion. 0 square u sine theta whole square 2 minus g into plus h. Now you have to ask question, sir, why you are writing this 0? At point B, what is the vertical component? 0. Okay, fine. Then at point A, what is the vertical component? U sine theta. Then how G is acting? Opposite to U sine theta. So negative. Why H is positive here? Because how you are measuring displacement, though it moves in a curved path, what is the displacement from A to B? We should take plus H, no? And how you are measuring this displacement in the direction of initial velocity. So therefore, this will be positive. Fine. Okay, now we'll simplify it. This will be u square sine square theta 2g. So the maximum height ascended will be u square sine square theta by 2g. Already I defined them here. What is h means maximum height ascended. What is t means time of flight. Okay, we'll go for the next quantity, the horizontal range. For the range, what we do is, again from A to C. Because I need diagram and all the things, so screen will be of this much of size only. So there's no other choice. I'm dumping everything in one screen only. Now from A to C, we will discuss that one. So when the ball moves from point of projection to point of striking, how did it move? It moved in a curved path, a parabolic path. Fine. Then what is the horizontal distance it will cover? R. This R is what we'll call range. So we'll apply equations of motion along x-axis. R equal to ux p plus ax t square. S equal to ut plus half t square. Then range equal to, what is ux? This one, u cos theta. What is the time of flight? T 0 t square by 2. So this will be u cos theta 2u sin theta by g. So what is the range is equal to now? 2u square sin theta cos theta by g, or u square sin 2 theta by g. So there is an expression for the range of the projectile. Okay, fine. One more. So like this, all these equations we have derived it. Which you are supposed to remember all these things. This will be very, very important. Like this, so how we define now? This particular thing is called like a maximum height ascendant. This is called like a horizontal range, and the ball from point of projection to again the golf ball. No, you are going to place it on ground. When you hit it by that particular stick, it will move in a parabolic path. It will strike the ground. That at the point, the distance at which where it will strike the ground to the point of hitting, this particular thing is called like a range. This particular thing we'll call this as a range. Agreed? And this particular thing we'll call the maximum height. Like this, we defined all these quantities. Okay, now we'll go for the next